What I was saying is, like, from my perspective, I mean, based on my experiences and conversations with candidates,
Mhm.
I feel like a great roadblock for a lot of job seekers is simply not understanding the purpose of an interview. So can you let the viewers know what your
Yeah.
thoughts are on what the purpose of an interview is from an organization's perspective?
Yeah, no, absolutely. So no, and this is great because you're asking, the question from an organization's perspective, from an employee's perspective. The purpose of an interview is to get the job. But
Yeah.
as an employer who is looking to hire teammates or to bring on people into the organization, one of the things that I know that they're looking for specifically are problem solvers, right? So
Mm.
essentially, if a role is being posted is because there's a gap somewhere in the organization, there's a piece of work that needs to be done that can't be done by the existing resources already. So what employers will do is they'll put a posting out saying, hey, we need somebody to solve a problem. And this is everybody who's applying to roles. I want you to put on that hat as you go through that process, because it's incredibly important to know that you are a solution to a problem. So
Mm.
first off, you got to understand what the problem is. So regardless of the different industry that you might be working in, it could be, new marketing plans. It could be projects, or, doing some sort of project management type work. It could be IT work, and there's a gap, and there's a knowledge skill that you're there to solve. So what we're looking for is that. And the other thing that they're also looking for are people who can mesh in well with the existing team, right? So it's the one
Mm.
thing I think a lot of people don't think about is, how am I going to fit in with the rest of the team? Do I collaborate well? Do I connect well? Do I engage well with others? Is there a great sense of cooperation with different team members? And this, as an employer, that's what employers are looking for. They want to know that when you come in, you're not going to be a disruptor. You're not going to be disruptive to the whole system that's already existing, that you're really there to support the organization and, moving forward.
Okay.
And I believe,
Yeah.
yeah, there's some really great information out there. And actually, we do quite a bit of work on our blogs and really explaining this and how that works. Because if you're walking in with that type of mindset, you're going to walk in differently versus somebody who's just going in thinking, hey, I just need a job and I'm here to do
Yeah.
a job. That's great. That's great because you and the other 300 people are all thinking the same thing. So the
Yeah.
one thing that's going to separate you out from all those people is like, hey, I'm here to solve a problem that you guys are facing. And, with my skills, my experience, my knowledge, I can do that. Let me show you how. And this is where it's really around bringing your value proposition to the organization to say, hey, you know what? I am the right person for you because this is what I can do for you and the organization. So if you're bringing that in with you, it changes the conversation. It changes the dialogue that you have between yourself and the hiring manager. It just kind of changes the entire scenario to be more fruitful, to be more productive, and to say, hey, let's talk now. Like, it's between you and me. And it's not just me answering questions. It's also about me engaging and asking you questions so I can learn more about how I can bring more of that value back into the organization.
Absolutely love that, John, and I think both of us, like, I feel like we speak about this a lot on our respective channels, and I think what you basically said is, look, you gotta, the reason why an organization is looking to hire someone is because they have a problem they need solved, and I definitely feel like, I definitely agree with what you're saying. Like, you need to understand what that problem is. And you also mentioned another important aspect is meshing well with the team. Like, are you gonna kind of disrupt things in a good way or a bad way, and whether you're gonna get along with everyone on the team, right? So, totally get that. And I definitely think this is a challenge area because and the challenge, I guess, John, is because when job seekers are going in for their interviews, especially those of us who might be unemployed, and we're stressed out about how are we going to pay the bills if I don't nail this interview. How am I going to put food on the table? How am I going to pay my rent, my mortgage, and all that stuff? And you're so focused on, how do I win this, that they might lose grasp of actually figuring out and understanding what the problem is. So that's great advice, John. And for those of you watching in, I mean,